I've been with Takshia for years, on and off, you know, and at the beginning of the relationship, she got pregnant with my son. I thought it was another guy's son because this is what she told me. She said he took a DNA test and everything, and everything came back that my son was his. But I come to find out he was my son the whole time, and I missed all of these years of my son's life, so that makes me question things. Me and Takshia, we had an argument, and she went to go stay with one of her relatives. My son told me that she had a guy that she stayed over with him, and my son was telling me that he was hearing noises in the middle of the night while he was laying on the floor in the same room with him. She told me that my son was a liar and told him to shut up about that wasn't true, that it was something that he had made up in his head. My son has a favorite toy that he received as a gift. He told me that he received the toy from the guy that his mom had stay over overnight. So because of that, right now, I'm questioning if she's trustworthy or not for me to marry her. We have a baby now, so I need a DNA test because there's a possibility that my child might not be mine. When I call her, I usually call her on FaceTime so that I can see if she's safe and my kids are safe and if she's with anyone. But she only makes it so that I can only see her face or a piece of her face and never the whole room at a time. And I asked her, hey, can you move the camera back or sit it down and reposition the camera so I can see you guys? And I get to third degree and I get no, and I get hung up on it. Before all this happened, I put up security cameras for security, but now I'm actually really watching the cameras now, like just to see what's going on, if there is anything going on at all. There was one incident where I was watching the camera and I saw an arm move that wasn't hers or my son's, and I saw her moving around in the bed. That makes me feel like she's hiding something or someone. If she fails this test, then we're probably gonna be done, officially.
I'm guessing you didn't cheat on him, right?
No.
Okay.
I've never cheated on him before.
And how long you been together with him?
I've been on and off with him for about 10 years.
10 years, long time.
Yes.
And you never once?
Never. Throughout those 10 years, Steve, we've been on and off, like an open relationship. He didn't know what he wanted. I knew what I wanted. I've been trying to be with him for the longest, but he didn't want to establish things or make it official at that time. So around the time when I got pregnant with my son, I didn't know that he was the father because I was dealing with someone else. And I had dealt with him because I love him. So when I did get intimate with him, I was like, oh, there's no way he could be my son. He could be the father because I was with somebody else for so long. So years later, after excluding that person, we knew that he was the father, and he stepped right up. He's been in my son's life.
So he is the biological father?
Yes, he is the biological father. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
And you took a DNA test with the son?
Yes, he's been there. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that made him happy, right?
Yes, and he's been there. But then finding out that I got pregnant with my daughter, it's been nonstop accusations every day.
You would think that would make him happy, right?
No. He thinks that I'm still messing around because at the time when I got pregnant, I saw him flirting with an ex-girlfriend, and we got into a huge argument, especially with me being hormonal and going through the things that I'm going through with my body and stuff. We got into a big fight. I left. I immediately packed up and left when I saw him doing what he was doing. And I went to go stay with a friend. After that, it's been nonstop. He thinks that I'm doing something because I ended up hanging out with the ex.
Like, shouldn't you, like, give it some time?
No. I couldn't deal with it anymore because it's just like he stood there right in front of me and was doing this flirting in front of me and then tried to make it seem like I was in the wrong and like I was being dramatic. I couldn't take it. I was like, no, you know what? I'm just over it. I'm done. So I packed my things up and left because it got to that point. So after leaving, an ex-boyfriend did contact me. I was like, you know what?
He contacted you?
Yes.
He just, right timing, right place?
Right timing, right place. And he told me, hey, I'm coming into town. He's from Atlanta. He's like, I'm coming into town. I want to hang out. Are you free? Are you with someone now? No. I broke up with him.
2 minutes ago.
Yeah, but this is really about a week later.
Okay.
So, yeah, about a week later. So, anyway, I got up, went out, hung out. Of course, I had my son with me because he's not a stranger, so he was with my son. So, he takes me and my son out. We hang out. We have a good time. Of course, my son thinks that, you know, we spent the night because it was so late in the evening by the time things got
But you
wired
didn't
down.
spend the night?
No, it was just late, and my son fell asleep. So according to my son, that's spending the night to him. He's a child.
Did you kiss the ex at all?
The ex kissed me. And I stopped him.
You stopped him?
Yes.
After how long?
After a few minutes, I felt like it was wrong.
Really? Really?
What?
So when I asked you, I have to come here to find out that you was sitting here making out with this guy with my son in the room, and you went out your way to lie to me about it? You couldn't be real with me at the house?
First of all, I didn't make out with him, and we were not
so
together.
I just hear this on the TV back there?
We weren't together.
How the hell are we not together after 10 years? And you got a baby in your phone about me? What do you mean we're not together? Who has a relationship for 10 years and then me to say, oh, we're not together anymore, and you're still pregnant, and you ain't had no time to sit down and have those type of resolution to the conflict of interest?
Okay, I was angry and I left. Duh, I left.
Angry or not, you are an adult, so you should carry yourself as an adult, especially when you have kids that watching you.
When I packed up my stuff and left, we were done at that time. Of course, I love you.
No, you were angry and you were pregnant.
I was done at that time. And when I got with him, yes, and when I got with him.
How you done at that time, and you calling me over to your relative house, and you're sleeping with me, you also asking me to stay over at your relative house.
This was afterwards. What are you talking about? I'm not a liar.
Come on TV to find this out. It's going too far.
Isn't this a cause of like a chain of reactions? Your behavior when you're flirting with this girl.
No,
exactly.
no. Yes. Let me correct you. Let me correct you on that.
No, it has a lot to do with that. Because I felt some type of way.
Number one, there was no flirtation.
Yes, it was.
If I'm on this side of the room,
and you were not on that side of the room. They were just like this. They were just like this. She was like...
With her right there.
All on him.
With her right there.
They were just like that. No.
Is she gonna let that slide?
No. Let me tell you. No, let me tell you. I was in my room, because we were living together. She had came over because we had a barbecue or whatever, and that's cool. So I'm in my room, I'm sick, and he's like, baby, why don't you come out? Why don't you come out and hang out and stuff? I'm like, okay, I'll be out there in a minute. Leave me alone. I'm like, I'm sick. I have morning sickness. I'm just like, give me a minute. I come out, I peep out the door, because I hear all this, and I look, he over there fixing the plate. What you want on this? What you want? Oh, no, so you gonna fix the plate
for my daughter.
So you gonna fix the plate for her, and I'm in the room sick, and you ain't even come ask me one time, was I hungry? And she even admitted later,
don't make no sense.
She even admitted later that she tried to make me mad. Because I've talked to her. She tried to make me mad. He stood up here and said that, oh, it's nothing.
You ever cheat on her?
No, Steve. But how is that my fault? No, how is that my fault,
Never?
Steve? No, never. Because at the beginning, we had an open relationship for 10 years. So there was no reason for me to cheat because I'm deeply in love with this woman, and she has a hard time saying, hey, yeah, that is his ex. Yeah, she... Maybe I did overreact because I really didn't hear because I was sitting in the room at the door where he was.
Why did you put cameras all over the house?
Because first off, the cameras were there before she got there because there are people that have been trying to steal my cars and break into my house.
Yeah, but you put them inside your house.
Yeah, I have them inside my house too, yes, because I have other stuff. I have things in my room. I'm an IT guy, so I have a lot of different equipment. I also auto engineer as well, so I have a lot of equipment.
So it's not to catch her with another man?
No, it wasn't. Until after she got me to this point where I'm like,
then it became to catch her.
Okay, think about it like this. I'm at the hospital, okay, because I'm a combat veteran. So I had to go to the hospital. I took the whole day.
What service were you in?
Regular Army.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you. I took the whole day. I spent the whole day with them, with my family, and I've taken her around to the hospital to make sure she's straight and taking her off of work because she, like, the time she was pregnant.
Do you trust her now?
Yeah, I trust her. I mean, Steve, I wouldn't be with her. I wouldn't even be
But you're here for a reason.
I can't even go. Let me tell you, I can't even go to the mailbox. Oh no, let me tell you, I can't even go to the mailbox because he thinks. Sleeping with the dudes down the street. It's dudes that live in the house down the street. I can't even go to the mailbox.
These are her words.
I can't go outside. No, that's his words. I go outside. Let me tell you, I go outside one day because we got so far. I go outside.
What did you have on?
Check the mailbox. I had on some jogging pants and a t-shirt. And he's like, oh, them jogging pants pretty tight. What you trying to show out for your new boo down there? Like, shut up.
Because of everything that's happened, there was some question whether he's the father of your daughter. You say there's absolutely no way.
No possibility.
But you brought him here to take a DNA test, Bernard, and you took one, and the results of that DNA test is that you are the father. Takshia took a lie detector test, and we asked her, besides that one male ex-boyfriend, since August of 2016, have you had sexual physical contact with any other males besides Bernard? You answered no. Since August of 2016, have you had sexual intercourse with any other males besides Bernard? You answer no. The results came back the same to each question, and they came back that Takshia told the truth.
Thank you.
I felt some type of way,
Okay,
and it felt real
So
bad.
are your intentions that at some point you will marry her?
I am going to marry her.
That's what you
And
say. We'll
I
see.
am going to marry her, but
Would that make you happy?
before
Yes, because I have 10 years with this man. So I'm not here to play games. I'm not playing house. You
Right.
think I want to sit around and play house?
But here's the bigger question. She makes up a good point.
Yeah.
She did lie to you. She admits that.
But I still had to come to your show to
Right,
find that
well, I
out.
understand.
Not
No,
the
I
whole
wanted to
thing.
But she wanted to prove
I should have to bring out pictures and bring out a live video
okay.
for you to say, yes,
Okay.
I did.
But here's the thing. If you're going to love her and you want to stay with her, you got to stop throwing it in her face,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's agreed. I agree about that.
Do you think that you'll go back to the way it was before all this drama?
I hope
It better.
so.
It will.
Well, you'll let us know if it doesn't? Good luck to you.
Thank
Hope it
you.
works out for you.
Thank you.
I called you, Steve, for help because I watch your show all the time.
Somebody's going to watch this and say, you know what? She was brave enough to do that. I can do that too. Do you want to tell your story on the Steve Wilkos Show? Visit the link in the description to get my help.